Can Jira or MS project be the root cause of project failure? Here's the thing, they're not bad tools, they're just wrong tools for doing one critical thing: to control your project budget in a simple way. That's why for some projects I switched from Jira to Timesheet app, because controlling budget became more important than sophisticated task tracking. And in this sponsored video with ActiTime, I'll show you exactly when it makes sense, how to set it up, and what features to be on the lookout. ActiTime is a time tracking solution for teams and projects. It lets users track tasks, plan workloads, and automatically calculate billable hours, making it easier to keep projects under control. That's exactly why it's a main functionality in ActiTime. You can easily add a time block here to track the spend time on a task. For example, API architecture and endpoint design. Boom, apply, you're done. You can do it in a different modality as well and type in hours here for a quick entry, and then it will be added on your timesheet. There are a lot of quality of life features here which allow you quickly to add tasks to this list and then track time on these timesheets. Then you have this view time track screen where you can take an overview over the whole period of time and see what specific tasks you worked on during a specific day. As a team member, it allows you to control your work, but as a manager, you can also look at what other people did during the same period and control their work through this screen. On top of that, you have a Chrome extension, which allows you to automatically track online activities. I'm not a big fan of meticulously controlling every single minute of your day, but this extension has a very powerful capability. For example, you can select some tools to track, and if you track Google Meet or Zoom, it can automatically add hours to a specific tasks in ActiTime. So basically, it will automatically track some of the activities during the day. On top of that, you have your mobile app to track time on the go. So why is it important to have all these options, all these features to track time? The problem is resistance. Your team members, contractors, freelancers, they will all resist entering accurate numbers into the application. The less friction there is in using the app, the easier it will be to convince them to track their time accurately. Then we have a lot of features for project managers. For example, locking the time tracking. Imagine you need to issue an invoice to your clients, so you can basically freeze the time tracking changes for a specific period of time and be certain that no one will mess up the data. On the other hand, you have your time tracking approval workflow, and it's when it's time to pay your contractors and freelancers. Here you can review their entries and approve the work that they did, and therefore pay them based on those hours. As you can see, all these capabilities will ensure that every hour on a project is accounted for and it goes to the specific project goals. By the way, that's a great moment to hit the like button, because it will indicate that you want more videos like these where I review different project management tools. Thank you in advance. Alright, let's move on to project management side of this application. First of all, there is a very smart feature here. So every project and basically every task can have a budget. ActiTime allows you to differentiate between billing budget, so the budget that you will bill your customers. The cost budget is your spending on freelancers and contractors, and time budget, the amount of time you may want to control that people spend on specific tasks. So for example, we'll set billing budget lifetime to 80,000. That's what we will receive from our customers, and we'll set the cost budget. This is what we want to spend on this project to deliver what customers want. And obviously, the difference between these numbers is our profit margin. Okay, stick with me because it will get very fancy here when we add tasks, and we can control these budgets separately. What I know from experience is that usually you don't use such tools as your main project management powerhouse. So usually you do the breakdown and estimation somewhere else during even pre-sales phase, and in most cases it's your spreadsheets. That's why when you look for a timesheet app like this, you want to ensure that you have an ability to upload CSVs or your spreadsheets and automatically create projects. So here I can simply upload the task list that I did somewhere else and pre-fill all the required tasks in the application. Now, let me quickly show you the powerful ideas behind this time tracking application. If we go to Users, here we can set up our costs for the work rates. The application will use these rates to calculate against the cost budget. Then if we go to list management for our organization, we can specify types of work. For example, for dev front-end work or back-end work, we have very specific billing rates to the customers, in this case $50 and $60 per hour. Okay, are you still with me? So if we get back to the tasks, we can set the type of work here. For example, design of UI, let's say it's front-end, and API will be back-end. Now let's assume I worked some hours on back-end. And I'll go select API, apply. Now if we go back and look at our project's budget, we'll see that costs and billing budget are calculated based on different rates. So you see the point? Now you can automatically pay your team members whatever they earned during a period of time. And at the same time, using the same data, you can charge on a different rate your customers for this work. Alright, from project management perspective, you definitely can look at it through the lens of the tasks and deadlines. You have also cards view here with a simple Kanban board to take a quick look and organize the work in the simplest way possible. And again, the idea is that it's not the tool to manage a multi-year roadmap for a product. It's to ensure that the right tasks are done by the right people at the right time. And here's the catch. 80% of all projects, including IT projects, require as simple workflow as this one. They don't need Jira, Azure DevOps, or MS project to successfully finish a project. On top of that, you have a lot of reports that you can generate for yourself and then export to your clients. You can directly create invoices here and save a lot of time on routine tasks. With that said, let's try to analyze which types of projects can benefit from this tool. So obviously, it allows you to ensure that every single billable hour is put to a good use. That's why small to medium fixed scope projects will benefit from such a tool. But think about it. A lot of new AI projects will emerge in 2026, and they will be about creating a minimum viable product under a fixed scope or fixed price type of contract. With the same idea, this tool supports small time and material projects, where customers may want to play around and try to build an app through several iterations. Then obviously we have digital agencies. I think this is the primary audience for this type of tools. But also think about it from a corporate project management. If you have a lot of vendors or individual contributors as freelancers, you may consider using this app to control the external resources. But also consider this tool for your personal work, because You as a project management consultant can use this app to track your hours and bill the customers based on the reports you get from this app. But here's the problem. All these conversations about how to select the best tool for your current projects are useless if you don't understand how project management works end to end. That's why I recommend that you watch this full project management tutorial as it works in the real world. Click the video now, I'm waiting for you there.